live games you won't see anywhere else. More access to your team wherever you want 24/7. More stories.
Unstoppable.
More highlights.
Wow.
More big-time playmakers. Plus, catch up to 4 games at once so you'll never miss more shots, spikes, and scores. Download the Big Ten Plus app today. It's always game on.
I can achieve anything I put my mind to. I can put my future on a guaranteed path.
I can start at a community college and finish at my dream university.
I can take a smart path to a bachelor's degree.
Save money by starting at a California community college and transferring to a guaranteed saved spot at a 4-year university. Learn about the associate degree for transfer and enroll today at icangotocollege.com.
The Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks, 48 years strong. Now it's time for the Ford F-150 PowerBoost Hybrid 4x4. With an estimated driving range of around 700 miles and the muscle to tow up to 11,200 pounds. It's tough, it's fuel efficient, it's a hybrid that gets the job done. Get the Ford F-150 PowerBoost Hybrid with 0.9% APR financing and start saving at the pump. Hurry in today.
At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there's no one better at getting you back to you. Orthopedics and spine, it's all we do. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there's no one better at getting you back to you. Orthopedics and spine, it's all we do. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there's no one better at getting you back to you. Orthopedics and spine, it's all we do. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there's no one better at getting you back to you. Orthopedics and spine, it's all we do. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there's no one better at getting you back to you. Orthopedics and spine, it's all we do. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there's no one better at getting you back to you. Orthopedics and spine, it's all we do. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there's no one better at getting you back to you. Orthopedics and spine, it's all we do. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there's no one better at getting you back to you. Orthopedics and spine, it's all we do. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there's no one better at getting you back to you. Orthopedics and spine, it's all we do. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there's no one better at getting you back to you. Orthopedics and spine, it's all we do. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there's no one better at getting you back to you. Orthopedics and spine, it's all we do. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there's no one better at getting you back to you. Orthopedics and spine, it's all we do. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there's no one better at getting you back to you. Orthopedics and spine, it's all we do. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there's no one better at getting you back to you. Orthopedics and spine, it's all we do. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there's no one better at getting you back to you. Orthopedics and spine, it's all we do. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there's no one better at getting you back to you. Orthopedics and spine, it's all we do. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there's no one better at getting you back to you. Orthopedics and spine, it's all we do. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there's no one better at getting you back to you. Orthopedics and spine, it's all we do.
It is Championship Saturday in Newport Beach, California, as we welcome you to Stuart W. Fine Field on the campus of Newport Harbor High School as the Newport Harbor Sailors face off against the Bakersfield Christian Eagles in the Division II CIF Southern California Regional Championship game. Today we watch two programs on the rise needing one final step to complete that goal. And we are pleased to have you here, and thanks for joining us. I'm Justin Lee. That's a fantastic Taryn Rodriguez, as always. Each school in their own right in here to earn their mark on California baseball history and establish a basis for the future. But there cannot be a future to look forward to without looking at the here and now. And there is no time like the present. Today, only one of these two institutions can reach the pinnacle here today, Taryn.
No question, Justin. Both these teams have navigated a long season to get here, and now they're one win away from a regional championship. The atmosphere is outstanding. The crowd is filing in. There is a lot of people here, and you can already feel how much this game means to both sides.
For Newport Harbor, this opportunity comes after one of their most complete performances of the season. The Sailors punched their ticket to the final with an 11-6 victory over Point Loma in the semifinals, scoring early, scoring often, and showing offensive depth. That's made them one of Southern California's toughest teams all year long.
And several key contributors stepped up in that game. Grant Horsley was dominant on both sides of the ball, driving in 4 runs while delivering scoreless relief on the mound. Gavin Guy added 3 hits and 3 RBIs of his own for Newport Harbor's lineup, which has put in constant pressure on Point Loma from the first inning on.
They'll face against a Bakersfield Christian team that's earned its place in this championship game and arrives in Newport Beach with the same goal, win a title. Both teams understand what's at stake this afternoon.
A regional championship, a trophy, and for many of these seniors, a final chance to leave their mark on their respective program.
Well, the stage is set here at Stuart W. Fine Field in Newport Harbor, Bakersfield Christian. The CIF Southern California Regional Division II Championship is coming up next on TAR TV Sports. Stick around.
The Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks, 48 years strong. Now it's time for the Ford F-150 PowerBoost Hybrid 4x4. With an estimated driving range of around 700 miles and the muscle to tow up to 11,200 pounds. It's tough, it's fuel efficient, it's a hybrid that gets the job done. Get the Ford F-150 PowerBoost Hybrid with 0.9% APR financing and start saving at the pump. Hurry in today.
At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there's no one better at getting you back to you. Orthopedics and spine, it's all we do. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there's no one better at getting you back to you. Orthopedics and spine, it's all we do. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there's no one better at getting you back to you. Orthopedics and spine, it's all we do. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there's no one better at getting you back to you. Orthopedics and spine, it's all we do. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there's no one better at getting you back to you. Orthopedics and spine, it's all we do. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there's no one better at getting you back to you. Orthopedics and spine, it's all we do. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there's no one better at getting you back to you. Orthopedics and spine, it's all we do. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there's no one better at getting you back to you. Orthopedic.
National anthem is coming up right now. We'll talk a little bit more about the game in just a few moments. Almost 40 years ago, identical to the day when Newport Harbor was in this championship game, they were away against Oaks Christian long ago, but now today they are at home against this Bakersfield Christian team. You see on your screen the last time this Newport team was out there back in 2022 against Christian Oaks when they won that title 5-1 for the Division III CIF State Regional title. It was also the same year that they had lost to Oaks Christian early on in the CIF Southern Section semifinal game, and that Oaks Christian team ended up winning the title in the championship game 1-0 against La Quinta. Newport Harbor eventually got their revenge. Here today, it's a little bit of a different story. They're not playing a team. They're actually technically replacing a team that should be in this spot. But here they are, in a place to go get another title under Coach Josh Lee, and maybe another step on the top of the next rung on the ladder, so to speak, Taryn.
Absolutely. You have to look at the body of work of what Josh Lee has done. It's outstanding of how he's turned this program around. Look, Newport Harbor has been one of the more traditional baseball programs under Coach Lee, and I think this team is on the up and up, especially when you're in a very competitive league such as the Sunset League. But now they have a chance to add some more history to their program, and they got to do it today. They got to strike early and often today. You know?
Well, this is a Bakersfield Christian team that is not really, I mean, they have been in situations like this before, but they have never won a regional championship game before. They have won the Central Section 4 times, 2011, 2021, 2023, and now 2026. They are the champions from the Central Way. Here we'll start off. Logan Anderson will step into the box against Ryan Williams for Newport Harbor. He delivers strike 1, a no look right down the gutter as we get started. Just about 1:57 our start time today. The next delivery just off of the front side of the plate. As we get started, Logan Anderson, a .366 batting average through the season, 37 hits, 14 RBIs. He leads off just in front of their best player for the Eagles. This next pitch jammed up on the inside and fouled off. So Ryan Williams, he has been exceptional for this Newport team throughout the year, and what he's been able to do just behind guys like Gavin Guy, so to speak, and Keen Anderson. Yes, he hasn't been maybe the best pitcher. He is still technically the best in terms of lengthwise. 36 and 1/3 innings pitch as he catches one fishing down on the right side. Strike 3. Down goes Logan Anderson on the slider.
That was a wicked pitch right there. Got him swinging really good, and that is how you start the tone if you're a pitcher.
Williams so far this season, when he hasn't produced on the mound, he has produced offensively, and maybe the best offensive piece this team has for Newport. But now he faces against the best offensive piece for the Eagles in Brinkley. A changeup that starts slow and ends up in the strike zone. Strike 1 to Deacon Brinkley. .417 batting average this season, 40 hits, 37 RBIs. Delivers a fastball but just misses outside down low, 1-1. So one gone away here in the top of the first. The rest of the lineup for the Eagles look like McCoy Schleggs, who's on deck, Ryan Burgess in the hole. Next delivery, same location, tries to bring it back a little bit more this time. It's a 2-1 count. Good eyes from Brinkley. After that, in the 5th spot, Max Garza, Carson Greer in the 6th spot, Tristan Garcia at the 7th, Spencer Watkins at the 8th spot. He's our starting pitcher for the Eagles. This one taken to the opposite side. Right field, just inside the chalk. That will take a few hops to the wall as Hatfield gets to it, and Brinkley gives us a 1-out double to lead things off here in the top of the first.
Oh man, he couldn't have positioned that ball any better. That one looked like it was teetering toward the foul line, but eventually went left, and it was deep enough to get himself a double, and that is a big hit right there.
He has been a big producer, extra base hits, now his 6th double on the season. He has 7 triples and 11 home runs on the year. And everyone knew that this was going to be the dangerous at bat there, and he gets it done. 1 out, man on second in scoring position already, and now it's McCoy Schleggs. The first pitch delivered a little inside, ball 1. Williams waiting. 1-0 count. Next delivery. Comes down and a good stop behind the plate by Francis. So McCoy Schleggs is the Bakersfield Christian Male Athlete of the Year League MVP. So if you wanted to talk about a dangerous hitter, you got one right here at number 9. 6'5", 230 pounds. Lays off of that one, doesn't take, and it's right down the middle. 2-1 is the count.
It's a nice little pitch right there, trying to get him, got him looking, and hopefully for Newport Harbor's sake, but Ryan gets it going for the defense.
He looks back at second base where Brinkley's waiting. Comes back with a very similar pitch, a little more front door. That one clips the inside part, 2-2. Way to come back into the count.
That one had a little sauce on that one, as that was a great pitch right there. Williams evens this one out.
He's a big hitter too. 6 home runs on the year. He has 1 grand slam as well this year. This one off the front part of the dish, gets away from Francis, and that moves 90 feet for Brinkley from second to third.
Now you got a full count here. What do you do if you're Williams? Do you try to get him swinging, or do you try to get him looking?
Eyes adjusted down below the strike zone. We'll see what he comes with here. But have to be careful with a guy like this bat. 11 doubles and 3 triples on the year. Here's the 3-2. Inside, misses, gets away. Brinkley stops as the ball gets to the backstop. No movement there, but we got runners at the corners with 1 out.
Yeah, that's a good eye from McCoy right there. I thought it was a very good patience right there. Very good patience, and you know what they say, patience is a virtue. This Bakersfield Christian team is definitely get it going offensively. And I also got to give a shout out to their support system. They came here so early, and now they are here in full force.
They had to wake up about 7 a.m. to make a drive down here. And just for context, it's a 3-hour, 15-minute drive, 170 miles away from Newport Beach here. And here's our next guy up, Ryan Burgess with 1 out. Runners at the corners. That one just misses outside. It looked pretty close. Williams thinks it was below the strike zone, or at least right there at the bottom corner, but it's 1-0.
That was a close one. I mean, it could have gone either way. This is why we're not umpires, though.
So 1 out. Runners at the corners. Early situation here for Williams. Jammed up. That's a foul ball. He has gone with a couple of those inside pitches. They have worked out against these Eagles hitters. They are also very patient so far.
The old saying goes, patience is a virtue. Sometimes you just got to look at the ball like a beach ball and just hit it, like the late Coach Altabelli once said.
127 walks this year. This one flared opposite field. It's going to get down in front of Hatfield. That's going to score Brinkley, and there's the first runs of the game as the Eagles strike first 1-0.
That looked like the exact same hit from Brinkley, as that was just well placed, just like Brinkley's hit, and Bakersfield Christian has really got this going so fast.
Twice now they've gone to the opposite side and attacked Hatfield and right, and they have pretty much hugged that right side line on the 274 mark in right field. Great piece of hitting. And we got a 1-0 ball game with 1 out. So 2 outs, a walk. 3 batters have gone on base. This one bunted. Comes up, Williams tags one man coming home, and he's out. That's a pretty good heads-up play there by Williams.
You took the words right out of my mouth right there. Williams saw McCoy going to home, and he was able to tag him out right there, and that prevents a run scoring.
That goes as a fielder's choice, 1U, as Garza gets on base, moves Burgess to second, but at least they get the advanced runner to limit the damage to 1 run still. Now there's 2 outs and a much better scenario here for Ryan Williams. Carson Greer, the catcher, comes up to the plate. Comes back inside, gives him a bit of a sinker action as Greer comes up empty on the first initial swing.
Yeah, good pitch by Ryan Williams. It's an interesting case with 2 outs remaining. Got to minimize the damage here if you're Williams. You cannot afford to fall further behind.
Goes with a very similar pitch, but this one has a lot of drop, and Greer goes fishing. Got nothing at the end of the line. 0-2 count.
Yeah, Williams is starting to settle in here. I think he's kind of got those pregame jitters out of his body. He's not letting the runs get to him, or the run get to him, or the hits.
That's exactly what they tell you as a coach. You got to reset after giving up runs and focus on the next guy. Wanted to pull it. He does go around. Home plate umpire called him out, and that will end the threat. Only 1 run allowed for Williams, but it's 1-0 for the Eagles as we head to the bottom of the first on Tar TV Sports.
The Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks, 48 years strong. Now it's time for the Ford F-150 PowerBoost Hybrid 4x4. With an estimated driving range of around 700 miles and the muscle to tow up to 11,200 pounds. It's tough, it's fuel efficient, it's a hybrid that gets the job done. Get the Ford F-150 PowerBoost Hybrid with 0.9% APR financing and start saving at the pump. Hurry in today.
At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there's no one better at getting you back to you. Orthopedics and spine, it's all we do.
Just about to get to the bottom of the first here. Grant Horsley, who we're about to mention a little bit later, has become one of the most important pieces of Newport Harbor's postseason run, would you say, Taryn?
Absolutely. After his standout performance in the semifinal, we had an opportunity to catch up with Horsley about his team's chemistry and what makes this playoff run so special.
Joining us today is Newport Harbor standout Grant Horsley. Grant, thanks for being here. You've been remarkably consistent on the mound this season. What has allowed you to maintain this level of performance throughout the year?
Just confidence in everyone on our team. I trust my defense. I know we're going to get run support behind me. And all that contributes to just an overall consistent performance on the mound.
What has been the biggest factor behind Newport Harbor's postseason success so far?
We're just excited to be here. We want it real bad. You know, we get another chance to come out here and play in a state regional. We get a host today, so we're pretty fired up.
How has this team evolved here beginning of the season to now playing in the CIF game?
There's been a lot of growth throughout the season. You know, we've had our fair share of hardships, but we've grown a lot, and at the end of the day, we're here in a championship, and that shows the growth we've had from the beginning.
What does head coach emphasize this week?
Well, first pitch foul ball to Keone 1 as he lays off of that one. 0-1 count as the Tars are early on trying to tie this one up pretty quickly. They'll face off against Spencer Watkins, a 2.62 ERA on the season, 5 wins on the year. This is his 4th game start this year with 30 strikeouts on this season. He'll try to hold things down here against Newport and delivers a front door slider that comes out inside and runs up in the middle. 0-2 count on one of the most patient hitters for this Newport team.
Yeah, you could look at that last pitch, and it was just filth right there. That was a great pitch by Watkins.
Watkins going with a similar one. One strings out for it and rolls it to second. There's one gone.
Yeah, good hit right there by Juan, but unfortunately better field position from Bakersfield Christian as Garcia was able to field that cleanly. But still, nice little effort right there from Newport Harbor. This first inning is going to basically determine how big they can come up. If they can come up with at least 1 or 2 runs, then they can get their way out of this hole.
Well, we'll see.
They just can't afford to fall further and further down.
Well, we'll see if our starting pitcher, Mr. Williams, can get something going here for Newport. After giving up that run back in the top of the first, you always got to love to see the poetic justice when it comes to two-way players. Pitching, you give up a few runs, but then if you get them back, job's done.
Yeah, these two-way players are something special, and you rarely see these at the collegiate or pro level, unless you're Shohei Ohtani.
One of the few exceptions in the MLB, obviously. Williams watches that last pitch 1-1, that similar front door slider that has really worked out to Watkins, and he comes back with a slider.
Yeah, you can feel that breeze right there. Watkins looks like he's dialed in right now.
He's been that good for this team this season. Second team pitcher. He's also hit very well for this team this year as well. And that one's watched, strike 3 on the outside corner.
Like I said, Watkins is dialed in, and yeah, that was just an outstanding pitch right there.
So 2 gone just like that. 1, 2 down. And now Watkins will try to get another guy down and strike out the side. And this guy watches strike 1 on the outside. Very similar location.
See if Gavin Guy can be that guy.
That one in the dirt, 1-1. He has been that guy this season. Offensively wise, he's been one of the best. South OC All-Star, first team All-Sunset elected, just like his counterpart Ryan Williams, who just batted right in front of him. He laces one high up, popped up in shallow left. Olstad sits under and makes the grab. 1, 2, 3 inning to start things off for Spencer Watkins. A strikeout, a ground out, and a fly out. We go through 1 on to the top of the second. 1-0 for the Eagles.
The Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks, 48 years strong. Now it's time for the Ford F-150 PowerBoost Hybrid 4x4. With an estimated driving range of around 700 miles and the muscle to tow up to 11,200 pounds. It's tough, it's fuel efficient, it's a hybrid that gets the job done. Get the Ford F-150 PowerBoost Hybrid with 0.9% APR financing and start saving at the pump. Hurry in today.
At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there's no one better at getting you back to you.
First pitch delivered, strike 1. Tristan Garcia, 7, 8, 9 hitters here for the Eagles in the top of the second. 1-0 already for Bakersfield Christian. After that RBI single from Ryan Burgess, who scored Deacon Brinkley when he hit a 1-out double into right field. That's what's happened so far. Last pitch was fouled off by Tristan Garcia. So we'll see if a different approach is made here by Williams. But like you said in the last inning, he's starting to seem like he's settling a little bit more, and he started off pretty strong so far with an 0-2 count here.
Yeah, and sometimes you get pregame jitters in a big game like this.
That ball's in the dirt, 1-2.
And Garcia did have himself a nice little defensive play for Bakersfield Christian, coming up with that nice little ground out.
That one's also in the dirt as well. The 2-2. It looks like Williams has had some good command with the sliders, the fastballs, and a few of the sinkers, but right now that sinker splitter kind of looking pitch has kind of lost its edge so far in the last 2. See how he readjusts. Goes up with a high pitch upstairs, but just misses chest level.
This is what we call the payoff pitch right here, as Williams is going to need to come up big here.
This one's a ground ball right to Horsley. 1 gone.
Very good patience right there from Williams. Very good defense from the Sailors. Just can't afford to get any more on base, and got to minimize that damage as much as possible.
So 1 gone, top second, 1-0. Now it's Spencer Watkins will come up to the plate. The starting pitcher who just dished out a 1-2-3 inning against the Newport Harbor hitters in the bottom of the first. Cuts through one on the changeup. Like we said, second team pitcher, 6'3", 165 pounds. This one goes outside. Another good ball placement by Williams. 0-2 count.
See if Williams can get a little bit of some payback against Watkins.
0-2. Fouled off.
It's what you call battling right there, as Watkins still alive. Williams is determined to get him out.
So far this year, the Eagles are 9-2-1 on the road, and the Sailors are going to look to try to use that to their advantage, but right now the advantage is in the hands of the Eagles. 1-2 count here on Watkins. The Sailors this year are 14-2 at home in their own stadium, even though this is almost meant to be somewhat of a neutral game. Another same spot. Horsley takes one up, throws across his body in time.
That was some great footwork from Guy. You can't really see it all that much, and it kind of gets overlooked, but Guy had to stretch out and catch that ball while staying on base. And that is out number 2, and that's a crucial out right there.
It certainly helps when you have a guy like Gavin Guy out there at first base. Plenty of times they switch between him and Williams, but obviously Williams is up on the mound. So 2 gone. Much better start to this inning than the last one. And that one's in there for strike 1 to Cale Nielsen. A .318 batting average, 21 hits, and 11 RBIs on the year. Cuts through one, and a bit of a lazy swing there. 0-2 now on Nielsen.
Yeah, like I said, I think Williams has now settled in. I think that first inning was just a little bit of some jitters.
He pokes this one, and Horsley, 3 times in a row, he's got 3 down. 1-2-3 inning for Grant Horsley as he helps out his starting pitcher. Scoreless frame for the Eagles. We go to the bottom of the second here on Tar TV Sports.
The Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks, 48 years strong. Now it's time for the Ford F-150 PowerBoost Hybrid 4x4. With an estimated driving range of around 700 miles and the muscle to tow up to 11,200 pounds. It's tough, it's fuel efficient, it's a hybrid that gets the job done. Get the Ford F-150 PowerBoost Hybrid with 0.9% APR financing and start saving at the pump. Hurry in today.
At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there's no one better at getting you back to you. Orthopedics and spine, it's all we do.
We are into the bottom half of the second inning here. Still fairly early, a 1-0 ball game for the Eagles against the Sailors in the Division II CIF Southern California Regional Championship game. First pitch outside to Henry Mann, who's leading us off here. 4, 5, 6 hitters for the Sailors.
Let's see if Henry Mann can be the man for Newport Harbor and their offense.
Tries to go with the backdoor slider, but just misses below the knees. 2-0. Yeah, Mann has been absolutely that guy. 39 hits, 19 RBIs, 361 batting average on the year, including that walk-off home run against Los Alamitos early on in the year.
Yeah, that was an absolute gem of a hit right there. I saw that game, obviously supporting Tar TV, and that was a great call right there on your part, Justin.
You're too nice, Taryn. Well, hopefully we'll get some more of those today. That one right into the zone. There's that backdoor slider that Watkins was looking for, 3-1 count. So last inning, a ground out strikeout and a fly out, a 1-2-3 inning to start out against arguably the best hitters for the Sailors. Grounded right up the middle, taken by Garcia, throws across his body, and a diving man gets in there like a torpedo.
What a slide right there. Henry Mann hit that perfectly. Unfortunately for Watkins, that ball just got right behind him, and that was a big hit for Mann as he was able to slide. That was actually a very wise decision because had he ran there, it could have been a 50-50 throw, but sliding there kind of gave him a little bit more momentum, and he was able to get there and gets the first hit.
It's one of the things you will typically see, especially here at the high school level, more not the MLB. First pitch swing. It's a base hit right in front of Anderson. So back-to-back base runners, and the Sailors are operating here in the bottom of the second thanks to Grant Horsley.
Yeah, now Newport Harbor's offense is starting to feel it. They just can't settle. They obviously have to continue to swing while the iron is hot.
So Grant Horsley, who made all 3 plays in the last half defensively at shortstop, now he's getting something done. He moves Henry Mann into scoring position, and that's the tying run at second base. And here's Brooks Francis, the modern-day transfer, who has basically shaped this roster into what it is now with what he's been able to do through the year for the Sailors team. He's showing bunt. He pulls up, and Greer had to pretty much pick that one out of the air. That could have gone away, but a good stop by the catcher behind the plate.
Yeah, they were also keeping an eye out for Newport Harbor's runners right there. It's Bakersfield Christian has got themselves in a little bit of a pickle, but still plenty of inning left for them. Plenty of inning left for Newport Harbor to get some runs.
First team all Sunset. He's showing bunt again, but that one's fouled just behind the plate. So they're trying to play a little small ball here with no outs. Runners at first and second. And it's a good situation to try to do something here with the next guys, Cam Hatfield and Orrin Damish, who have been very, very good. Trailing is Garza from first base. Now the bunt is applied. Taken by Watkins. He tries to go back to first. The ball gets away from the first baseman, Garza. And here it comes, Henry Mann. A throw to second as a flipping Brooks Francis gets in there, and he's not getting up.
Uh-oh.
And that is not a good sign, but the game is tied 1-1 now, thanks to one of the wackiest series of events I think we have seen at this field in some time. That's a good sign as Francis gets back up on his feet, but he will walk off limpingly.
Yeah, he's walking a little gingerly right there. I think he kind of lost his footing on his way over to second base, but that was a big play by him. Sometimes you have to take one for the team, and Francis did take one for the team. He drove in a run, and yeah, that hit was perfect.
So the drives in a run, and just like that, we're knotted up at 1. Horsley moves to third now, and he would be the go-ahead run here for Cam Hatfield.
Dual sport athletes.
Watches the first pitch just outside, ball 1. And Hatfield, we have called his name plenty of times through the football season, Mr. Linebacker.
Oh yeah, and we at Sunset Rewind was able to interview his dad, Mark. Had a lot to say about the baseball team.
His dad, Mark, also a pretty well-known football player in Newport Harbor lore. So Hatfield, a lot to live up to, but he certainly has done that. Even if it hasn't been baseball, it has been football. He takes this one to center field. Anderson backs up. This will get the job done. As Horsley comes in to come across the plate, 2-1. Newport Harbor is on top.
Sorry. That's what we call taking one for the team right there. That was a nice far hit right there for Hatfield, and eventually brings home another runner, and Newport Harbor has got their offense clicking.
So 2 outs now, and the Sailors have gotten the job done. They've not only got the tying run across, and now they've got the go-ahead across, and they're up 2-1 now. Helping out their starting pitcher, Williams. Strike 1 to Orrin Damish with an 0-1 count. That one just misses outside, 1-1. And this Newport team is starting to line up even more, and behind them on the first base side as well, many of the alumni who have come to travel and watch this Newport team, many of them members of the 2022 team. That one's fouled off to the third base side in front of the Eagles dugout.
Hey, I'm playing right here. Nobody better, Juice. What are we trying to do? Take it away.
Hopkins knows this is a big at-bat against him. He knows he has to close this inning out before any more damage can be done.
It's a 1-2 count. You see Davis starting to choke up on the bat a little bit. Defensive mode here. That is just off the plate. That looked pretty close too.
Oh yeah, very close. But again, this is why we're not umpires.
The Eagles faithful are imposing their displeasure. It's a 2-2 count here on Oren Damish. That one's also off the plate. A little bit more slider action. He's looking to try to get Damish to swing and miss. And this will be a big payoff pitch here to at least limit the threat. No one on base. 2 outs in the bottom of the second. Takes it just over the head of Brinkley. Into left. And Damish with a full count keeps the inning alive.
What a big swing by Damish. You know what they say, big players make big plays at big times. And that was a big swing right there. Full count, and he gets it over the head, and that lands perfectly for a single.
A little extended even more, and the left fielder for Newport, Noah Whitaker, will come up to bat at the bottom of the order. And Greer is going to go talk to Watkins up on the mound after giving up that full count hit there. The Eagles needing a little bit of something, but they'll have plenty of time to get it back in the later on in the top of the third inning.
Yeah, there's plenty of game left. Newport Harbor is up 2-1, but Bakersfield Christian is nowhere near out of this. So I think this is definitely going to be a barn burner of a game. This is going to be a chess match between both of these teams.
Yeah, on average so far this season, when you compare the two teams, Newport Harbor has scored at least 5 runs on average per game, but Bakersfield Christian has the higher offensive numbers, 6.9, almost 7 runs total on average per game. But Newport Harbor has made up on hits, 8.7, almost 9 hits a game. This one's poked to right and lays up for Nilsson. He'll make the grab for the final out, and the side is retired. But Newport Harbor, Henry Mann, Grant Horsley, and Brooks Francis, including Hatfield, get the job done. And now the Sailors are on top 2-1 as we head to the third.
The Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks, 48 years strong. Now it's time for the Ford F-150 PowerBoost Hybrid 4x4. With an estimated driving range of around 700 miles and the muscle to tow up to 11,200 pounds. It's tough, it's fuel efficient, it's a hybrid that gets the job done. Get the Ford F-150 PowerBoost Hybrid with 0.9% APR financing and start saving at the pump. Hurry in today.
At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there's no one better at getting you back to you. Orthopedics and spine, it's all we do.
It's been pretty action-packed so far. Sailors up top 2-1 when they were down 1-0 in the last half inning. Now we'll see how the Eagles respond as they get back to the top of the order. And Logan Anderson, who led off in the first inning, a strikeout, swing and a miss. And he watches this one for strike 1.
Yeah. Anderson looks to have a little bit of redemption. He took that ball right there, but Anderson obviously struck out in the first inning, but I think he's determined to get back, to get his lick back.
Correction, London Anderson. No relation to Keaton Anderson, who was on the Sailors.
Right.
Which is also very interesting because Bakersfield Christian also has their own man, Noah Mann. This one's a high chopper on a one hop, and Horsley gets nailed in the face.
Oh, no. Sometimes baseball works in mysterious ways.
Next up is the shortstop, number 3.
That is one of those really tough plays, misjudged on a hopper. And you see right there, just got him right in the chin. So it'll go down as essentially an infield hit for London Anderson. We got a leadoff man for the Eagles. And here comes Deacon Brinkley. A 1-out double last time up. And Williams has got to be careful here against one of their hottest hitters. They'll check back to first. Another good sign to see Francis back behind the dish after that weird flip over at second base when he was running on the error that scored that tying run back in the last half inning. Good to see him back out there. That's their premier guy behind the dish.
Absolutely, and thankfully it wasn't as bad of an injury. Sometimes you just accidentally lose your footing when you're out there running, and that could have been much worse for him, but it's good to see him back on the field.
So it's a 1-0 count. Deacon looking for a good one. Fastball inside, just misses. 2-0 count.
It's the right idea, but I think it just veered a little bit to the right, and sadly, it was a ball for him. Ball for the on the screen.
So for this Bakersfield Christian team, they're having basically one of their best seasons in program history. 3 years, they have had 28 wins or more. They're tied right now with the best overall, 28-6 back in 2023 and 28-5 back in 2009. Currently 28-6-1. If they win today, it'll be the program best and their first regional championship title in program history as well.
Yeah, both these teams are trying to make a lot of history right here. Looks like Bakersfield Christian has a lot of history to make. Came in as the 4 seed when it came to the whole playoffs. So.
They took out the team early on in the week, Arroyo Grande, who actually knocked out the number 1 seed in this bracket, Loyola. That one's just off the plate, and Williams is not happy about that one.
Yeah, that's a tough one right there, but sometimes you just got to roll with the punches. Got to minimize this damage here.
So there's men on first and second, no outs. A weird little play by London Anderson. Got him on first base. Off the chin of Horsley, and now walk to Brinkley. Shielich will come back to the plate. He walked last time. He watches a slider. That one caught the zone outside 0-1.
Yeah, Williams has just got to have a short-term memory on that last little outing. Got to refocus.
Williams hasn't pitched a whole lot through the last stretch of the season. It's mostly been Guy and Keaton Anderson through the majority of the last half. This one's rolled over. Horsley throws to second, on to first for a double play.
The old 6-4-2, 6-4-3 double play right there. But that does advance the runner from second to third. So Newport Harbor defense has got to clutch up here.
Our pitcher's best friend whenever you get those double plays. Anderson, like you said, at third now. And Ryan Burgess will come up. He was the one that knocked the first run of the game with that RBI single early on to right. Looking to do it again and tie this thing back up. He gives him this outside slider, strike 1.
And you could see Williams was fired up about that. He was fired up to get that strike.
And certainly was fired up about that double play too. That one's in the dirt and goes up empty. Burgess comes out with a sword.
Fortunately, he was digging for gold, and sadly, he hit the rock.
Big pitch here, 0-2. That one's in the dirt. Good stop by Francis.
And a good eye from Burgess. Can't afford to go against a pitch like that.
Burgess has been very good this year. First team utility in the South Yosemite Valley League. 344 batting average, 10 doubles this year. He will be defending. High fastball, just missed above the chest.
This is what we call battling. Burgess is battling. Once 0-2, now it's 2-2. He's being patient, looking at looking at the ball like it's a beach ball, like the former John Altobelli, or late John Altobelli once said.
Number 2 trails in right center field as he watches on. Goes fishing, and Williams got him. A double play and a strikeout to settle the threat. Newport hangs on to the lead as we head to the bottom of the 3rd.
The Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks, 48 years strong. Now it's time for the Ford F-150 PowerBoost Hybrid 4x4. With an estimated driving range of around 700 miles and the muscle to tow up to 11,200 pounds. It's tough, it's fuel efficient, it's a hybrid that gets the job done. Get the Ford F-150 PowerBoost Hybrid with 0.9% APR financing and start saving at the pump. Hurry in today.
At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there's no one better at getting you back to you. Orthopedics and spine, it's all we do.
You see from all parts of the neighborhood here at Newport Harbor, plenty of fans in the stands, even Bakersfield Christian fans. A lot of them are here today as well. Like we talked about, members of the 2022 team as well, in what is basically a packed house here at Newport. We're back to the top of the order with Keone 1 leading things off for Newport as they are holding on to a 2-1 advantage right now and looking to add some insurance runs against Watkins.
I just also got to say that the defense that Newport Harbor played was spectacular in terms of that double play and in terms of that big strikeout.
Throw from short to first just in time. One gone just like that, so one has grounded out a couple of times already, this time to the shortstop.
That was a good throw from Brinkley right there as he kind of lost his helmet, but he was able to field that ball perfectly and throw it to the first baseman, and that's a big first out.
So Williams, who is hanging on to the lead right now, double play helped him out, and then that strikeout in the last half against Ryan Burgess. He's looking to at least help himself out. Why not?
Gotta give a lot of credit to him. The fact that he was able to get that double play in and that strikeout was just big after a little bit of a tough outing from the first 2 batters.
1-1 count. We'll be heading up north to UC Berkeley to play with the Golden Bears, a baseball program that has been somewhat well known throughout the years. He rolls this one to Brinkley. Brinkley on through first. Nice dig by Garza to get the second out.
Yeah, it looks like Watkins is more dialed in. It looks like we have first inning Watkins as opposed to what happened in the second inning. I think, like I said, when it comes to being a pitcher, it's so mental. You got to have a short-term memory. You just can't remember what happened the previous plays, and you just got to go with the next play.
Now Gavin Guy will step up. Flew out to left field his first at-bat. Gets nailed on the inside of his stomach there, and he'll get on board. That's the first hit by pitch today.
If you're Newport Harbor, you got to capitalize on that. You just can't afford to leave men on base.
We'll see if Henry Mann could do that and led off the second inning with a single before scoring off that error by the infield early on back in that second inning. That pitch just misses down low below the knees, and Greer wants a bit of an explanation on where that ball was. So Guy at first. This one lays up just outside. Didn't really get a whole lot of action on that pitch. It's a 2-0 count here. This Bakersfield's Christian School is actually still fairly young. Established back in 1979, originally was known as Omega High School. That one just misses below the knees on Mann. 46-acre campus at the corner of Stockdale Highway and Allen Road in Bakersfield. It's a private college, non-denominational Christian school located in Bakersfield. 3-0 count. That one got the strike zone just outside.
Yeah, Watkins is starting to be a little bit more patient here. I think on the previous pitch, that was way too close. That was so close to the strike zone, but Watkins having that short-term memory.
That one misses outside. Walk for Henry Mann. We got two base runners, first and second with 2 outs.
Well, this is a big opportunity for Newport Harbor here. See if they can get the big hit from Horsley.
Horsley has been absolutely red hot in the playoffs. Through 6 games, he has a .528 batting average, 8 hits, 8 RBIs, 1 double, and a home run. He rolls this one hopper, and here comes Brinkley. In time as Horsley runs into the glove of Garza, but that will end the inning. So a couple of base runners for Newport, but nothing capitalized.
It's like Horsley's a little shaken up.
Yeah, he is a little shaken up after that play. Let's see if he gets back through. See right here, the throw was right on line, just a little in front of Garza, and right in the base path there of Grant Horsley. Hopefully he's okay. Well, we'll check back on him and see if he'll be back out in the field in just a few. We head to the top of the 4th here on Tar TV Sports.
The Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks, 48 years strong. Now it's time for the Ford F-150 PowerBoost Hybrid 4x4. With an estimated driving range of around 700 miles and the muscle to tow up to 11,200 pounds. It's tough, it's fuel efficient, it's a hybrid that gets the job done. Get the Ford F-150 PowerBoost Hybrid with 0.9% APR financing and start saving at the pump. Hurry in today.
At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there's no one better at getting you back to you. Orthopedics and spine, it's all we do.
So one of the leaders of this Newport Harbor team is senior Gavin Guy. We talked about it a little bit earlier this week, and Taryn had a chance to catch up and sit down with Guy to discuss the playoff run and what this final opportunity in the Sailors uniform means to him.
As Newport Harbor prepares to compete for a CIF Regional Championship, we're joined by senior Gavin Guy, who led the Sailors to title of a game with a standout performance in the semifinals. Gavin, you had 3 hits, 3 RBIs, and scored twice. What was working for you on Wednesday?
I shortened my step when I swing, which made me help me go quicker to the ball, and yeah, it's been working out. So hopefully I'll do the same today.
This team has shown resilience throughout the postseason. What has impressed you about this group during the playoff run?
What's impressed me is how much we want to win and stuff. Like, if you don't want to win, like I feel like it's just like no one gives effort and stuff. And I feel like if we want to win, we'll just like we'll give it our all, and we'll win some games.
So an 0-2 count to start things off here at the top of the 4th. Newport 2-1 over the Eagles so far. Maddox Garza is our leadoff man, and a new pitcher on the mound for the Sailors. We just saw him the last half inning on that ground out. A bit of a collision between him and Garza, who's up to bat here at the first base side. Came out, and now he's on the mound pitching.
Yeah, and it looks like Horsley unfortunately got the glove of the first baseman. I think the first baseman was trying to tag him on his arm or his torso, but unfortunately got his face. Nothing intentional, but it's good to see Horsley's all right.
So that ends Ryan Williams' day, and he's actually playing at first base now over Gavin Guy. So that should move a few pieces in the batting order for this Newport team. Damish moves to shortstop. And now Cole Harrison is into the game at second base. Swing and a miss on the high cheese.
That is what we call reverse battling right there. And you got to give credit. Garza did a great job of battling back from an 0-2 deficit. But unfortunately, it was just better pitching from Horsley, who had the perfect timing and the perfect speed.
So a good start to Horsley, who actually has also been a very nice staple on the pitching side of things in relief of the starters from Newport. Nice changeup. Got swinging of Carson Greer. Horsley, a .61 ERA on the year. His season high of 5 strikeouts against Torrance back in February 21st. He has been that good for the Sailors team in relief, and that seems to be the recipe for Coach Josh Lee. Come a few innings with Williams or Keaton Anderson, and then send out Horsley. Now this one is laid a little too high up, and that's a 1-out single for Carson Greer.
Yeah, good swing right there from Greer. He put that on dead center. After it got over the head of Horsley, there was just no one around, and it was just an easy run to first base.
So that's the tying run that's aboard now here in the top of the 4th. A little operation here for the Eagles, and now it'll be Tristan Garcia coming up. They grounded out his last time. There's the first delivery, a high fastball, just misses above the chest level. The Horsley pitched against Point Loma yesterday. 4 2/3 of an inning, 3 hits allowed, 1 strikeout. Basically held it down with a win after Keaton Anderson had a lot of trouble back on Wednesday against Point Loma. He gave up 7 hits, 3 strikeouts, but 3 home runs. But it was really this Newport offense that really helped him out through that. And Grant Horsley, not only on the pitching side, but hitting as well. A perfect day for number 30. That one a little too inside, 3-0. He went 4 for 4 with 1 run and 4 RBIs, including a double.
Yeah, those are some very nice numbers right there. I don't think you really see those numbers every day. He is just a man on a mission.
Those are the high fastball and misses outside. That's 4 pitches and a walk for Tristan Garcia.
Now he's going to have a nice little short memory after that, unfortunately, because now you got Bakersfield Christian with 2 men on, 1 out.
So Coach Josh Lee will come out to the mound to talk to Grant Horsley up on the mound after what seemed to be a bit of a loss of command a little bit on that last AB against Garcia. And again, he pitched on Wednesday, had a little bit of some resting time through the last couple of days or so. 4 2/3 of an inning. So looking to lock back in here. He did start off pretty well with the strikeout on Maddox Garza, but a single and a walk has elected Coach Josh Lee to come out of that dugout. And we'll see how he settles back in now against Spencer Watkins.
Again, when it comes to these pitchers, it's very mental. You got to have a short-term memory. You've got to put the good in front of the bad.
He starts off pretty well after the mound visit and lays a fastball in the outside corner, strike 1. He looks back to second base, now delivers a changeup. Swing and a miss by Watkins.
It's just all about who battles back and who continues to battle when it comes to Watkins and Horsley.
Oh, 2, 1 out. High cheese, swing and a miss. Down goes Watkins.
And I think that talk might have locked in for Horsley because he gets another K, and he did it in only 3 pitches as well, which I think is quite impressive.
It does seem like those words of wisdom from Coach Josh Lee have worked out. We'll see what he can do here now against the bottom of the order of Cale Nielsen, who grounded out last time, his first AB. 2 outs, runners first and second, top of the 4th. Comes in with that very exact same pitch he started off on Spencer Watkins, an outside fastball.
Yeah, it's all about locking in right now. If you're locked in, then a lot of good things will happen for you. And I think Horsley is indeed locked in.
Fouled off. And if there was no net, he would have not have had a play-by-play commentator. was looking down at my sheets, and all of a sudden there's a white baseball in front of my face.
Life comes at you fast.
It does indeed, just like this championship game. Nielsen was looking for a timeout there. He didn't get it before Horsley delivered the pitch. The umpire is giving him a bit of the rung up. It's a 1-2 count, so still a pretty good pitch to wait on, regardless. The timeout called, and the third base coach will come and talk to Cale Nielsen.
This is big for Nielsen because you got 2 men on, 2 outs, you're down 1. You have a chance to either knot this game up or potentially take the lead. The hits are there for Bakersfield Christian. It's just all about getting that big hit when it matters most.
This Bakersfield Christian team starts the games off very strong. They have been very consistent throughout the year, nearly 2 runs through the first 3 innings, but on the onset of that, if they get into the later parts of the game, they haven't had a lot of success, whereas the opposite is said about Newport. Fights off a pitch, keeps the at-bat alive. This team also, as of late, this program in general, has also produced a lot of pretty good talent. Evan Cloyd, who's now playing at San Luis Obispo. Brinkley, who is going to be graduating here, but he's also ranked top 10 he was ranked top 10 of the returning California high school baseball run producers heading into this year. Trent Martin, Shane Hereford, but it's not baseball that they've been made famous for. It's really been football, because Darren Carr, who's the brother of Derek Carr, who actually went to Bakersfield Christian, former NFL quarterback, if people do not know. His brother Darren is the head football coach of that program. Swing and a miss. Down goes Nielsen. And Horsley gets out of the jam. 2-1 Newport still remains as we head to the bottom of the 4th.
The Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks, 48 years strong. Now it's time for the Ford F-150 PowerBoost Hybrid 4x4. With an estimated driving range of around 700 miles and the muscle to tow up to 11,200 pounds. It's tough, it's fuel efficient, it's a hybrid that gets the job done. Get the Ford F-150 PowerBoost Hybrid with 0.9% APR financing and start saving at the pump. Hurry in today.
Still a very action-packed stage here in Newport Beach. Just 2 days ago, many of the players on this field traded their baseball uniforms for caps and gowns.
As a Newport Harbor alum, I just gotta say congratulations to Newport Harbor's graduating seniors who celebrated their commencement on Thursday, and now they're chasing one final achievement together.
Yeah, they are looking for that title. Remember, 4 years ago, this team, many of them in middle school when they were playing, probably 8th grade, 7th grade or whatnot, but now they get a chance to not only build on the legacy that that 2022 team did, but also basically get themselves a really nice graduation gift to go along with it going into the summer.
Absolutely, and what better way to do so on your home field?
Yeah, remember 1 year ago, or 4 years ago, they played away. This time they're here at home. You see the pictures of many of the seniors, 12 in total on this team. Warren Williams, Gavin Guy, just to name a few. And a lot of support for this TAR TV program as well. They have shown out and shown up. And also, a huge shout out to all of our TAR TV production workers today. Many of them have also went to the graduation ceremony as well, including James Lee, who was on our show a little bit early on. Well, early on in the season, I should say. But
yeah, absolutely. Congratulations once again to all of the Newport Harbor graduates of the class of 2026. Go chase your dreams, go continue to be great, and don't let anyone deter you.
So our leadoff is Brooks Francis. He goes after the first pitch, takes one high up and left. Volstad sits under it, and there's one gone. So Hatfield will come up to bat, one gone, bottom fourth. It's been a very close game, 2-1 the score so far.
Yeah, this just feels like a chess match right here. Let's see if Newport Harbor can add on to their lead, because one-run lead is nowhere near safe.
Delivers a pitch outside that gets a corner on the slider. Watkins out for his 4th inning of work. He's been pretty solid so far. Only 1 strikeout. He's given up 2 runs. But a little help from the defense has also worked out for him as well. Goes with the slider this time, a little more outside, 1-1. One of the arguments early on through the CIF Southern section bracket was the fact that a lot of these teams really don't, the ones that are in the CIF Southern section tournament don't actually end up playing in the regionals, because a lot of them have, family plans, trips, summer plans, and summer baseball teams. But for Newport, this means something else to them. You can clearly tell when they were knocked out by Ganesha in the semifinals, and then they got the word that Ganesha was going to opt out of the regionals. They wholeheartedly took that opportunity, and they've taken it in full colors. And now here they are with a chance to go win a 2nd title in 4 years for Newport, and not only establish a legacy, but for many people who understand high school baseball, it's not about the titles, it's about the memories you make. That one's in there for strike 2, and Hatfield was ready to take a trot down to first base.
And to that point, it's one last hurrah for your seniors, just because you don't want to go out on a loss. You want to try to go out on a win, especially in front of your home crowd.
That one outside goes with a brain destroyer, and it's a walk on a full count to Hatfield. It looked like he kind of slipped on that pitch. He wanted to try to give him that changeup on the inside. That one ends up behind the backside of Hatfield. And now we have a 1-out base runner for Newport in the bottom of the 4th. So Damish comes up to bat now. At that single back in the 2nd inning into left field. A little bit of movement in the bullpen as well for the Sailors. One's high up. By the looks of it, it sounded like Gavin Guy was warming up in the bullpen.
That's what it's looking like. And Bakersfield Christian's keeping an eye on Hatfield. Hatfield wants to sprint towards 2nd.
Hatfield's ready and waiting. A slider just off the plate. 2-0. We know Hatfield very personally, like we talked about. Football player on this team, linebacker, play halfback, he can play long snapper. But that signature 33 is what is translated from his football jersey to his baseball jersey. 51 total tackles, 3 tackles for loss, 5 hurries, and 1 fumble reception in the football season. Also, a walk-off hit against Edison back on March 27th when they won 2-1 in 8 innings. That was all thanks to Cameron Hatfield, who has had his fair share of big moments as a Newport Sailor. Inside pitch, ends up in the strike zone, 2-1 on Orrin Damish.
I have to give it up to Watkins. I mean, this is a big game right here, and he just continues to be consistent. He's looking at that strike zone like he's throwing at a target at the carnival. That's what you got to do.
Shows bunt initially and then gets jammed up. We're looking for kind of a hit and run there with Hatfield racing to 2nd base, but he gets to go back. This Bakersfield Christian team, Coach Mark Raitkin, his first season was back in 2017. He has been a very successful coach through the years. He earned his 200th win with that win in the CIF Division II Central Section Championship game when they beat Arroyo Grande 4-3 in 9 innings. It was a walk-off hit by Brinkley, a double that scored London Anderson in that game. In the rain also as well.
Oh, man. You talk about making history for Bakersfield Christian. Their coach gets their 200th win, and then they're 1 win away from the most wins in program history and a SoCal regional title.
There goes Hatfield, but a pop-up by Damish into right. Hatfield has a run back to first. Catch is made by Nielsen, and he can't get the throw off.
It was a good hit right there, but unfortunately it just went right to the outfielders. It's still a solid effort right there.
So for Coach Raitkin, you can't write up a much better script for him. But the argument for Newport is you go from D3 to nearly winning the CIF Southern Section title back in 2022. You lose out against Christian Oaks, who eventually wins, or Oaks Christian, excuse me, thank you.
Sorry.
And then winning that against the same team who knocked you out in the semifinals in the Southern California Regional. Whitaker goes after the first pitch. Same spot to Nilsson. He'll find it and make the grab. So a little bit more on that a little bit later. But Hatfield gets on base with a walk, can't come through. And we're still 2-1 as we head through 4 innings off to the top of the 5th.
The Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks, 48 years strong. Now it's time for the Ford F-150 PowerBoost Hybrid 4x4. With an estimated driving range of around 700 miles and the muscle to tow up to 11,200 pounds. It's tough, it's fuel efficient, it's a hybrid that gets the job done. Get the Ford F-150 PowerBoost Hybrid with 0.9% APR financing and start saving at the pump. Hurry in today.
At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there's no one better at getting you back to you. Orthopedics and spine, it's all we do. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there's no one better at getting you back to you. Orthopedics and spine, it's all we do. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute,
you see how many fans have come out. The entire neighborhood, it feels like, for Newport Beach, California is here in the building. You see every perimeter has at least a couple of fans anywhere, shipping containers and left. Scoreboard, we've seen a few people. But this is the type of energy you love to see when it comes to baseball in town, and you get high school baseball in its prime in a championship game, let alone.
Absolutely. On a Saturday, what more could you want when it comes to Championship Saturday and two really good teams going at one another for the right to be SoCal Regional champions?
Well, this is a big surprise. As London Anderson steps into the box here, back to the top of the order for the 3rd time as he clips one foul. It's Gavin Guy who will take over on the mound, and he'll finish this game off in his own terms. The senior Sunset League Player of the Year, the most dominant pitcher in the Sunset League, albeit. Check swing. That goes around for Anderson. 0-2.
Just got him. Oh, I'm sorry.
Guy, Sunset League Pitcher of the Year. 10th in the CIF Southern Section last time I checked with his ERA. A season-high 9 strikeouts against Los Alamitos. He also had a season-high 9 strikeouts early on in the playoffs as well. And he's looking to finish this one and give Newport their 2nd regional title.
Just an outstanding family altogether, an outstanding player in Gavin Guy. Isn't he going to play baseball at UCSB?
All right, you are absolutely right about that. That one's off the plate, though, 2-2. Yes, committed to UCSB. That's where he'll be playing next year with Santa Barbara. They are, I believe, still playing in college baseball right now on their way to Omaha.
Actually, they're not.
Oh, they got eliminated. The former school of Bremner, the Angels' top prospect, and that one is called off the plate, and it's a full count for Anderson.
This is what you call battling back. London Anderson has done an amazing job. Once down 0-2, it's now a full count. Guy needs a payoff pitch right here.
That's actually not the only time we've seen a pitch on the outside corner called a ball, and that's happened a couple of times. So the home plate umpire being consistent, popped up in the air, but it will go out of play.
I should also mention that Gavin Guy will be seeing his older brother Riggs Guy, who is on the men's volleyball team at UCSB. I think his dad also played a sport at UCSB. I think it was a tennis, I want to say.
And Guy also a two-sport athlete, number 22 on the basketball team as well.
I don't think he played this past season. Wanted to focus on baseball.
And it certainly has worked out for him in terms of working out. Ground ball, Cole Harrison throws the first, one gone.
That's what you call getting out of a big jam right there. That's what you call being patient as well. Gavin Guy knew he had to forget about that last pitch 2 pitches ago, and now he was able to get that big ground out.
So with Gavin Guy back up on the mound, it actually was Damish that's back at second base now over his replacement Cole Harrison, and now Horsley takes back at shortstop where he was early on in the game. 1-0 count to Deacon Brinkley. Pretty close call there as well. Comes back, goes north to south and misses just below the knees. And Gavin Guy, the last 2 pitches, he wanted those called a strike. That's just good eyes there from Brinkley. What does Gavin Guy go with here? Takes this one high. It's fairly deep, but it will stay in the park for 1 to make a grab.
Great hit right there. Just couldn't get it far enough, especially when it's at center field. It's a lot longer than the corners.
So after Horsley held things down on 20 pitches back in the last half inning, it's Gavin Guy who delivers a breaking pitch across the way. Missed upstairs for a ball. On McCoy Sheelich. This time he brings it back down, but that also misses just below the knees. Still looking for his first hit, a walk and ground into a double play. The slider stays up, 2-1 count on Sheelich. A nice changeup, that one, very similar spot, 2-2.
And this could be a big at-bat here for Sheelich, but it's also a big pitch for Guy because he can get a 1-2-3 inning. But Sheelich with 1 swing could tie this one up.
Flares it to the second baseman, Damish to first. It is a 1-2-3 inning for Gavin Guy. And we go through 5 halves for Newport. Bottom half of the 5th coming up. Still 2-1 in favor of the Sailors.
The Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks, 48 years strong. Now it's time for the Ford F-150 PowerBoost Hybrid 4x4. With an estimated driving range of around 700 miles and the muscle to tow up to 11,200 pounds. It's tough, it's fuel efficient, it's a hybrid that gets the job done. Get the Ford F-150 PowerBoost Hybrid with 0.9% APR financing and start saving at the pump. Hurry in today.
At Hoag Orthopedic Institute,
all right, we are just about to come back. Back to the top of the order for the Sailors. They're just looking for insurance runs. 5 half innings for them defensively, and only 1 run allowed, thanks to Grant Horsley, Ryan Williams, and now Gavin Guy, who just pitched the last half. The only one who was grounded twice today. He's still looking for some success here in this championship game. Ball 1. Against Watkins, who still remains up on the mound. He's done a pretty solid job. A few flyouts here and there in the last half inning. Did that get one?
Looks
the
like
home
it got
plate
him
umpire
low.
saying yes.
Yeah, it looks like it just got him, and that's a big right there just because it gets a man on, brings in Williams to hopefully drive in some more runs. Because one Bakersfield Christian parent said it best, there's plenty of game left. So here's the replay right here. Yeah, I probably got him on the lower leg.
So maybe that left.
I think it was his knee or his shin.
Right around there, and now it'll be Ryan Williams who almost gets clipped as well. Goes dancing a little bit there, like on Saturday night. Not quite there to Saturday night yet. 1-0 count to start things off for Ryan Williams, who started today. 49 pitches, 3 innings pitched, 3 hits, 1 run, 2 walks, and 3 strikeouts.
Watkins is watching Juan like a hawk on its prey. He knows he can't allow Juan to advance to second.
And Keone Juan has 5 stolen bases this season. Two-0 count. And it's 67 degrees, cloudy here today. 2-0, got the strikes on the top outside corner.
It's a big strike right there. You can't afford to be in a 3-0 hole when facing Williams. Even though he has yet to get a hit here, Williams could change that with one swing of the bat.
There goes one. Williams swings. Brinkley has no option at second, and he'll elect to get the out at first.
It's a nice little prayer right there for Williams, as that was kind of the goal, to advance Juan over to second. So nice little take one for the team moment right there, as that does bring in Gavin Guy.
A hit and run there for Ryan Williams. And Josh Lee has turned the switch a few times through the season, going from small ball to big game. This feels more like a small ball type scenario right now, especially with a 2-1 lead. You just want that insurance run, especially with this guy right here, Gavin Guy, up to the plate.
Yes, this guy, Gavin Guy right here.
Watches what upstairs the ball. And out goes Greer to come meet with Watkins halfway through. A pretty big opportunity here. And Gavin Guy through the season, he has hit a pretty good amount of extra base hits this year. 11 extra base hits, one of those being a home run. His hit average, though, is a .237, but he doesn't make up in hits and big hit and whatnot. Pretty much has been on the mound, getting the job done. A sub-1 ERA on the year. And it makes a lot of sense. A .69 ERA on the year, 9-1 on the season, 70 2/3 of an innings pitch, and he just got another one in the last frame. Right out the middle, no one's gonna get it. Here comes one, running around third. Insurance comes across for Newport.
Oh man, that was a massive hit right there for Guy. And like I said, who's that guy? Gavin Guy right there, coming up with a big single. No one home, as that ball just goes through the backyard. No one there to get it, and Newport Harbor puts in an insurance run. Especially against a really good pitcher like Spencer Watkins, you need all the runs you can get. I gotta tip my hat to Spencer Watkins. He has battled all throughout this game. Imagine fatigue might be settling in for him though.
Yeah, he's certainly done a good job so far, but now Newport is looking to add a little more here. One out, Guy at first, and here comes Mann. He takes one, a diving Garcia can't make the play as it gets away.
Well, Newport Harbor's offense is really starting to cook here, and that's what you need in a game like this. Got to keep on the pressure.
That should go down as an infield hit. It does. You see a little tough roller there. It's a good try there by Garcia, but a little bounce kind of jarred the ball away from his glove. And just like that, we got runners first and second. Guy at second and man at first. And here comes Grant Horsley. First pitch, front door, inside the corner for strike one. He shows bunts, takes it down the third base side. Burgess is playing third. Throw to first, not in time.
What a perfect bunt right there from Horsley. He just continues to make the big plays for this Newport Harbor team. And Newport Harbor is really clicking. They are finding precision in their at-bats. And this is what you need, because as the game starts to get to its waning innings and waning at-bats, you just gotta find ways to squeeze out runs and keep your lead safe.
So out comes Coach Matt Rakin to the mound to have a discussion to see whether this will be the final here for Watkins. He will stay on the mound. And you see what they did on that last play. Not only did they send Guy and man together, but that little movement forced Burgess to go to third. And because he was covering third base, Horsley sent it down the third base line. Burgess far away from the bunt, and that is the formula that Coach Josh Lee implements. That little small ball action, the little inches in this game that we don't talk about that often. It is working out here to perfection for Coach Josh Lee.
Absolutely. This game is all about inches, and Newport Harbor's trying to squeeze out every inch and every centimeter possible.
It's a 1-0 count, and that ball was in the dirt, and it looks like there was a bit of a slippage there on the mound as Watkins is looking at his cleat right now. As if he slipped off the mound or whatnot.
Imagine Bakersfield Christian might be having someone warm up. You got to give it up to Watkins. He is a warrior at bat. All throughout this big game, 5 innings, and he just continues to try to battle. And I think fatigue might be a little bit of a cramp right there.
And also very surprised that they had him in here for this long. He has been doing a good job, to your credit. A second-team pitcher in the South Yosemite Valley League. And how good he's been. He's actually not their best pitcher in all regards. Their best one, arguably, would be Tristan Garcia, who is a first-team pitcher in the South Yosemite Valley. But then they also have McCoy Shelich, who also pitched some time ago back on Wednesday against Arroyo Grande. He pitched 7 innings, 5 hits, and 3 Ks.
Yeah, he's walking gingerly over to his coach.
So it looks like we're going to go. It looks like we're going to get a new pitcher after what looks to be a bit of an injury for Watkins. We'll be back 3-1. We still remain here in the bottom of the 5th.
The Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks, 48 years strong. Now it's time for the Ford F-150 PowerBoost Hybrid 4x4. With an estimated driving range of around 700 miles and the muscle to tow up to 11,200 pounds. It's tough, it's fuel efficient, it's a hybrid that gets the job done. Get the Ford F-150 PowerBoost Hybrid with 0.9% APR financing and start saving at the pump. Hurry in today.
At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there's no one better at getting you back to you. Orthopedics and spine, it's all we do. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there's no one better at getting you back to you. Orthopedics and spine, it's all we do. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there's no one better at getting you back to you. Orthopedics and spine, it's all we do.
Mr. Bird is gracing us with his presence here, and it's bases loaded, 1 out. Count is 1-0 for Brooks Francis, and the new pitcher, Zach Hall, who takes over for Watkins, who came off the mound a little awkwardly after testing out his leg. The first pitch is delivered is a ball.
Yeah, and you got to give it up to Spencer Watkins. Injuries like that are so unfortunate, and the fact that he lasted 4 1/3 innings is very impressive right there, holding Newport Harbor to 2 runs to an extent.
Comes away with a fastball, but just misses chest level. It's a 3-0 count, and 1 pitch away from adding another insurance run for the Sailors. They've already got 1 across from Keone 1 after that RBI single by Gavin Guy. Bases loaded. Guy third, man second, Horsley at first, and it's inside missing. It is 4-1 now for the Sailors. Another insurance run comes across after Zach Hall takes over.
Yeah, and it's just an unfortunate situation. Hall was brought in after Watkins had himself a little bit of an injury. Bases loaded, a lot of pressure on you. He's just got to get out of this inning, but Hatfield is up. See if he can try to keep this momentum going for the Sailors. It looks like he's talking over to Lee.
Coach Josh Lee is coming up, and I believe they're going to bring out a pinch runner potentially at first base. Yep, they are.
Looks like that is Chance Bolding that's going over to third.
Yeah, Chance Bolding has replaced a few times through the season, and now he will run for Brooks Francis. Basically a courtesy runner, since Brooks Francis is going to change into his catcher's gear. So Hatfield comes in, watches the first pitch just off the plate, outside, ball 1. And now the ball 5 chance come across by the Newport alumni in right field. Upstairs missing. That's 6 straight.
It's like the Newport Harbor players are kind of giving poor Hall a little tough time.
Still waiting on the tarps off movement to come to Newport Beach. 2-0. There's a strike.
Yeah, gotta get some momentum if you're Hall. Gotta shake off all the bad and gotta get some good in. If you're down 3 runs going into the top of the 6th, just gotta get out of this jam.
2-1's on the way. Nice curveball. 2-2. Watched on. And Hall with a 5.73 ERA on the season. This is 10th appearance. Hall has 9 earned runs, 10 strikeouts. He hasn't pitched a whole length, but he has been pretty successful in his relief efforts. That pitch upstairs, a high cheese fastball, and it's a full count to Cam Hatfield. He has already scored an RBI today. Can he get another one? Here's a 3-2. Foul ball.
Coach Lee showing that athleticism right there. You think he has a little bit of some eligibility left?
He could. Still pretty young as a coach too. 5th season as a head coach. Played at OCC for the legendary John Altobelli. Used to pitch from 2009 to 2010. Lined, gloved up by Burgess. He drops the ball, Over to first, can he recover? Yes! That is a big recovery there by Burgess, but that does bring a run across.
Yeah, big recovery right there for Burgess. That's one of those split-second plays where you just have to make, and he was able to recover that perfectly, but Cam Hatfield was able to get what he wanted, drive in a run. Newport Harbor up 5-1. They still have a potential to bring in some more runs.
They do indeed. Runners at second and the third with 2 outs for Orrin Damish. Fastball, same side. Burgess gets 2 in a row. But Newport Harbor, a 3-run frame, has added insurance runs for the Sailors as they enter into the top of the 6th, up 5-1 against Bakersfield Christian.
The Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks, 48 years strong. Now it's time for the Ford F-150 PowerBoost Hybrid 4x4. With an estimated driving range of around 700 miles and the muscle to tow up to 11,200 pounds. It's tough, it's fuel efficient, it's a hybrid that gets the job done. Get the Ford F-150 PowerBoost Hybrid with 0.9% APR financing and start saving at the pump. Hurry in today.
At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there's no one better at getting you back to you. Orthopedics and spine, it's all we do. At Hoag Orthopedic.
See the number 2 on the field in right center. Coach John Altobelli, one of the most legendary coaches in the history of Newport Harbor. 1981 graduate and OCC legendary coach. And Taryn, we know you have some connections with that as well.
Yeah, back when I worked for the Coast Report, the school newspaper at Orange Coast College, I actually interviewed John Altobelli's 500th win. I still have that on my phone. It was a memorable day, and I always loved interviewing John Altobelli after wins, especially after wins. But he was just an amazing person, and it was just a tragic day when I heard of his passing. When I went to pay my respects to him, I just was ready to just tear up and just break down. But you know, his legacy lives on in OCC's ballpark, in Newport Harbor's ballpark, and God bless John Altobelli, the Altobelli family, and everyone that was affected in that helicopter crash.
A tragic accident back in 2020 with Kobe Bryant, his daughter, and members inside that helicopter as well. Strike 3 called on Ryan Burgess. So Gavin Guy has come in through 1 1/3. He has delivered 4 batters up, 4 batters down, and retired. There's the first pitch, watched upon strike 1 on Maddox Garza, and the clock is ticking here for this Bakersfield Christian team. After that 3-run frame for Newport, they are behind by 4 runs. Another one watched.
Gavin Guy looks locked in right now. He is looking so determined. He wants to win this championship on his home field.
That one's in the dirt. And for a guy who, there's a lot of pun today, for a guy who has really shown up through the last couple of games and what he's done through the playoffs for this Newport team, you talk about 2 complete games that he's dished out. That one's off the plate, 2-2. Remember, the last game against Madison went for the full game. 7 innings pitched, 5 hits, 1 walk, 7 strikeouts. 89 total pitches against 26 batters faced. And now he's here to try to close a game out for this Newport team. Strike 3 into the glove of Brooks Francis, and he's doing a very good job at it right now.
Back-to-back Ks right there. Guy has just all the momentum right now. That's what you love to see if you're a head coach, and you love to see if you're a baseball team and a pitcher. Just got to keep dealing that fire.
The future Santa Barbara Gaucho is ready to move on, but he wants to make a final memory here with this Newport team and the rest of the seniors on this squad. 1-0 count.
They'll be joining one of the more premier non-Power 4 conferences in the Big West, or mid-majors as you kids like to call it.
The scope of high school baseball and college baseball has certainly changed through the last decade or so. 2-0 count on Carson Greer. That just misses. I'm also loving the bat here by Carson Greer. Same colors as what you see from that Gulf racing team back in the day when they were playing racing in the Le Mans 24 hours. But that's a 4-pitch walk for Carson Greer with 2 outs here in the top of the 6th.
That was pronounced Le Mans.
Le Mans, yes. Thank you for correcting me.
No problem.
I
actually have worked with a few others on a separate network, IE Sports Radio, called Apex to Asphalt. They talk a lot about Formula One, NASCAR, IndyCar, all that sort of thing. Just want to give that quick plug.
That one's knocked into the glove. Strike one to Tristan Garcia. Yeah, Ford v Ferrari is the movie that takes place back in the 60s. And Christian Bale and Matt Damon. 0-1. Double take there. It's a good take, though, by Tristan Garcia. And this Eagles team needs all the base runners they can get here in this 6-inning frame. This one's taken opposite side. Damish picks it up and throws the first. And that will settle another threat. 3 more outs away from taking another title in 4 years for Newport. But that will be yet to seen. Newport will try to add some more insurance runs as we go to the bottom of the 6th here on TAR TV Sports.
The Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks, 48 years strong. Now it's time for the Ford F-150 PowerBoost Hybrid 4x4. With an estimated driving range of around 700 miles and the muscle to tow up to 11,200 pounds. It's tough, it's fuel efficient, it's a hybrid that gets the job done. Get the Ford F-150 PowerBoost Hybrid with 0.9% APR financing and start saving at the pump. Hurry in today.
At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there's no one better at getting you back to you. Orthopedics and spine, it's all we do.
The palm trees sway in Newport Beach, California, and this game has swayed the way of Newport so far through the last couple of frames. A 3 spot in the bottom of the 5th. Nothing in the last frame for the Eagles, and Newport Harbor is 3 outs away from winning a Division II CIF Southern California Regional Championship game. It would be the 2nd title in their history, but they need maybe some more insurance runs here to get the job done, and it'll be up to Zach Hall to try to hold things down here in the bottom of the 6th.
And I just gotta say, for Newport Harbor, they've done an amazing job following that first inning. Obviously, it just didn't go their way, but it's not a matter of how you start, it's how you finish. And Newport Harbor has been doing an amazing job putting that first inning in the back of their mind and just putting up donuts. Yesterday was National Donut Day, and Newport Harbor has been putting up donuts for the guests.
Who knows if Josh Lee wants a few of those victory donuts after this game on a beautiful Saturday here at the ballpark. And A lot of credit to Coach Josh Lee for what he's done for this program. And I know we can talk a lot about the future of this program, what it should look like. And we've said this so many times. It feels like they are just right there with Huntington Beach, who, by the way, is also playing in the Division I of the SoCal Regional here today. Last time we checked, up 2-0 in their game, up at Huntington Beach also. That's ball one upstairs, just above the head of Whitaker.
That was quite high up there. But yeah, like I said, the Sunset League is, I hate to sound biased, but the Sunset League is arguably one of the better leagues in the southern section. And you look at Newport Harbor, they've improved. They've improved from the previous years. You got Huntington Beach, which continues to be a juggernaut. Heck, Fountain Valley, Corona Del Mar have been pretty decent. Edison also solid as well. Marina too.
And some would argue too that Los Alamitos could be in that conversation too. But in light of recent controversy about what happened early on in the season, which caused a lot of their games to be forfeited for halfway through the year, but they're also right there as well. It's a very deep league in itself. 1-2 count becomes a 2-2. You look at the Sunset League. The Sailors have been there in second place for the last 4 years. Second through 2023 all the way up until now. The overall last year is 22-7. This year they're 24-10. Poked at by Whitaker, but it's going away from the ballpark.
Whitaker's battling out there. Once in an 0-2 hole, still 2-2. What you gotta do if you're a batter, look at the ball like it's a beach ball, try to hit it, but also try to have that precision within that strike zone.
Here's the 2-2. It's upstairs, full count. So we'll be back to the top of the order with Keone 1, who got on board with that hit by pitch, scored a run early on. There's a 3-2. Popped up in the air, infield. Brinkley calls off Burgess and has one out. Here comes Keone 1, who will very much be the future of this Newport team. Again, he's just a sophomore. He'll be a junior next year. His first year on varsity as a freshman. First team All-Sunset, has basically been on base every single game this year. That's a fastball on the outside corner, strike one. So I'll take you back to my folks who are watching here at home, many of which who could be Newport fans as well, as this one's high to left. Bullstad sitting under, fighting the sun. He's got 2 outs. So 4 years ago, Bryce Blazer, Joey Wright, Trent Leolis, just to name a few. It was that 2022 CIF championship game, just like Newport is in now here in 2026. Leolis, 3 for 4, a single, a double, a triple, 2 RBIs, and 3 scoreless innings pitched and got out of a bases loaded jam. He got the job done. And now it's pretty much been on the shoulders of not just one player in particular. It's basically just been this entire team executing on everything, from Williams to Guy, from Grant Horsley to Cam Hatfield. They've all have done their part to put themselves in this position so far.
Absolutely. It's been a colossal team effort, not just today, but throughout the entire season. And this Newport Harbor team deserves a lot of credit.
Line to left, deep. It is foul. That had some pretty good sound off the bat, but just a little too shallow for Williams.
Just veered just a little to the left. Otherwise, that could have probably been a double.
It was way down that left field side and just barely outside of the pole. Not enough juice to get out of the park, but it certainly would have been a tough coffin corner double for Williams. So instead, it's a long strike, 2-1. That's a fastball. Just misses below 3-1. So coming up in the top of the 7th, it'll be Spencer Watkins, Cale Nielsen, and then the top of the order, London Anderson. And you would imagine you'd want at least one of those guys to get on to give Deacon Brinkley a chance, who, again, was the hero in the Central Section Championship game with that double that scored Anderson to walk off against Arroyo Grande.
Oh, yeah. And you gotta also, something to monitor would be Spencer Watkins. Will he be healthy enough to go up to bat? I mean, he did suffer a little bit of that injury when he was pitching, so that's gonna be something to monitor as well.
Well, it'll be a wait and see after that 5-pitch walk for Ryan Williams. It's a ball here to Gavin Guy. Remember that RBI single started the basically the run party in the last frame in the 5th. He takes one left, but it's hanging up for Bolstad. He's got 3 outs, and it's going to come down to one final frame here in Newport, California. 3 outs away from a Division II CIF SoCal Regional Championship title. Back here on Newport and on TAR TV Sports in just a few.
The Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks, 48 years strong. Now it's time for the Ford F-150 PowerBoost Hybrid 4x4. With an estimated driving range of around 700 miles and the muscle to tow up to 11,200 pounds. It's tough, it's fuel efficient, it's a hybrid that gets the job done. Get the Ford F-150 PowerBoost Hybrid with 0.9% APR financing and start saving at the pump. Hurry in today.
At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there's no one better at getting you back to you. Orthopedics and spine, it's all we do. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there's no one better at getting you back to you. Orthopedics and spine, it's all we do.
Just 3 outs away from another title in 4 years for Newport Harbor. A Division III title 4 years ago, a Division II title on the line now. 5-1 is your score. One more chance for the Eagles to come back. They need 4 runs to tie this game up. And it'll come down to a handful of newer hitters here for Bakersfield Christian. Remember, Watkins, who came out with an injury, he's replaced by Fabian Castaneda, a sophomore infielder who will come up to bat here in a very high-stress situation. He fouls off the first pitch. Gavin Guy, who he entered back in the 5th inning. He has retired 6 hitters, allowed only 1 walk, and he's looking to earn a title for this TARS team.
See if he can stay dialed in here.
Delivers a pitch. That's strike 2. Oh-2 the count. 1 strike 3. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night.
Again, Gavin Guy just looks locked in, dialed in, however you want to put it in. He is just finding the strike zone and finding that perfect speed.
Now here's Nielsen. Watches ball 1. Or rather, this
Sterling
is
Silitz.
Sterling
Sheelitz, sorry.
Brother of McCoy Sheelich. Swings through 1.
French fry count. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out.
I like that. I might use that more, honestly. Watches 1, misses outside. 2-1. They need one of these hitters to at least get on base here. Again, we talked about this in the last frame. You got Anderson on deck. You need Deacon to come up. You need one of these guys to at least get on base here. That just below the knees. What a take by Sterling.
Yeah, Sheelix is doing a great job of being patient and being smart, not swinging at everything.
Off the plate. 5-pitch walk, and that at least gets one base runner on board.
And that's big for Bakersfield Christian because they've got at least one on. They've got the top of the order with London Anderson.
It's a very dangerous combo coming up here. Remember, London Anderson, who was able to get on base in the championship game in the central section. And then right after him, Dinkin Brinkley knocked in a double that walked off against Arroyo Grande. But they're going to need a little bit more than just a few base runners here. They need 4 runs to come across. Anderson fouls off the first pitch. And he'll have a meeting with his third base coach. So we're back and set up.
Wonder if that ball might have actually got him a little bit off that foul ball.
And it seemed like an interesting conversation because the third base coach for Bakersfield Christian was looking to the home plate umpire for something, but 0-1 count for Anderson. Takes one and pops it foul. You need Anderson to come up. You got Dinkin Brinkley and then McCoy Shelich in the hole. We've got the top hitters coming up for Bakersfield Christian. You can write a better script here in the top of the 7th. Guy delivers, strike 3, swing and a miss. One more out away.
Once again, Gavin Guy just continues to wheel and deal when it comes to this Newport Harbor team. I think that's his 4th strikeout on the day. Correct me if I'm wrong, Justin. Yeah, 4 strikeouts, and he has just been Mr. Reliable when it comes to this game. They just need one more out.
They have rode on Gavin Guy throughout the year, but on the other side, they have rode on this guy to win them games. First pitch, watch strike outside on a slider to Deacon Brinkley. He is 1 for 2 today, a double, a run scored, and a walk. He's got a runner at first in Sterling Shelich. His brother awaits on deck. Fouled off, and now down to the final strike.
It would only be fitting if Gavin Guy were to close this game out, and he has just done that. He just is just an unreal player. The committee was right for voting him as Sunset League Player of the Year.
Future South OC All-Star, first team, the senior, delivers. Outside, gets away from Brooks. There goes Shelich. 90 feet to second. You need to worry about him too much. You'll focus more on the hitter here. Gavin Guy, they've rode on him throughout the entirety of this year. He delivers, 1-2, fought off.
Gotta give it up to Brinkley. He is battling. He knows that the championship's on the line. Bakersfield Christian has their backs against the wall, but he just continues to battle. And that's what you gotta do as a batter. Just battle, battle, battle.
Brinkley with a 1.509 OPS on the year. He is surviving at the plate. Guy looks back, 1-2. Here's a delivery. Good eye from Brinkley. 51 runs this year, 40 hits, 37 RBIs. If you need a guy to get on base, this is the one right here. Two. Swing and a miss! A second chance for a true champion! Newport Harbor, Division II, CIF, Southern California, Regional Champs.
hang up another banner in Ralph K. Reed Gymnasium. Newport Harbor makes history. What a win for this Newport Harbor team. Made the most of their second chance. Represented the Sunset League amazingly. And it is a party here at 600 Irvine Avenue.
4 years ago, in 2022, they missed out on the CIF Southern Section Championship. They made it and won Division III. A very similar scenario. They get knocked out by the eventual champs in the CIF Southern Section in Division II. But now they are the Division II champs, and Coach Josh Lee continues to bring this program from far in the depths of the ocean and reel them out on an anchor.
And they are playing anchors away right now. Obviously they're playing We Are the Champions, but they will be playing anchors away soon. And here comes the teams to give them all knuckles. And honestly, that's what it's all about. At the end of the day, baseball, all sports are family. Gotta give it up to Bakersfield Christian on an outstanding season. They're going to continue to do great things for their program. They have an amazing head coach. The future's definitely bright for them. Only graduating 9 seniors. And one more shout out to their fan base for making the drive all the way from Bakersfield down to Newport Beach. They are passionate, and I gotta give them a salute.
You certainly do. They have come a long way as a program. You know, under Coach Matt Rakin, they can hold their heads up high because they have a very good future ahead of them. Yes, they have 9 seniors. But look, it's a program, when you build these things up, it takes a process and it takes a whole mountain to build upon. And Coach Rakin has done that. But today they just came up short, and now it is on the shoulders of Coach Josh Lee.
Who just got the ice bath. I'm sorry if I stole your thunder.
No, absolutely not. It's all Coach Josh Lee today, with now 2 titles under his name ever since coming into this program from many years ago. And it came on the shoulders of 12 different seniors. In just his 5th season as a head coach, he has given them 2 titles. When you played under a coach, legendary coach John Altobelli, he could now be considered maybe a legendary legacy, but it's not going to be over yet. There's still so much more to look forward to. But again, the here and now is what matters, and this team has made that dream become a reality.
Without a doubt, and it all starts at the top. A great coach basically gets this whole thing going. You can't go anywhere without an amazing coach. Both these coaches are outstanding at what they do, and hopefully for our sake and for their sake, they make it back here.
They certainly will. Again, this is a team that has won the Central Section Championships at basically 4 times already within the last decade or so. Yes, Newport Harbor is still looking for a championship in their section, but if you were in the eyes of these players to make memories, you'd rather take basically what some people would argue could be the state title as well, with how competitive it is to play here in Southern California. And Newport Harbor are your Division II champs.
Absolutely, and they're just continuing to make history. The old saying goes, you don't really see the progress of your team until like the 4th or 5th year, and this is year 5 for Josh Lee. In year 4, they made it into the highest division, Division I, lost to a very good Santa Margarita team, and now this team has definitely been on the up and up. We may have to start putting Newport Harbor as a potential threat or a top team in Southern California, let alone in Orange County. So congratulations to Newport Harbor. Congratulations to Bakersfield Christian on an outstanding year, and this was an outstanding game to call as, yeah.
Absolutely, and remember, we started the year together on Call for Football, and what a poetic way to finish it off, you and me together on the headset, play-by-play and color commentator on its own. It's been a great season, and what a way to finish it out, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. I wouldn't want to do this with anyone else. You are great at what you do, Justin. And let me just say, it's been an honor, and you basically said it best. You started off at play-by-play, and I at color commentary, and we're going to finish this whole thing at you at play-by-play and me at color commentary. So, amazing stuff.
You can't write a better script, and for Newport Harbor, a script has been completed, but who knows what the story foretells for the future. We'll be back here on Tar TV Sports with a post-game interview and more, so don't go too far away. Justin Lee and Darren Rodriguez for the post-game coverage coming up.
The Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks, 48 years strong. Now it's time for the Ford F-150 PowerBoost Hybrid 4x4. With an estimated driving range of around 700 miles and the muscle to tow up to 11,200 pounds. It's tough, it's fuel efficient, it's a hybrid that gets the job done. Get the Ford F-150 PowerBoost Hybrid with 0.9% APR financing and start saving at the pump. Hurry in today.
At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there's no one better at getting you back to you. Orthopedics and spine, it's all we do. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there's no one better at getting you back to you. Orthopedics and spine, it's all we do. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there's no one better at getting you back to you. Orthopedics and spine, it's all we do. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there's no one better at getting you back to you. Orthopedics and spine, it's all we do. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there's no one better at getting you back to you. Orthopedics and spine, it's all we do. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there's no one better at getting you back to you. Orthopedics and spine, it's all we do. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there's no one better at getting you back to you. Orthopedics and spine, it's all we do. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there's no one better at getting you back to you. Orthopedics and spine, it's all we do. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there's no one better at getting you back to you. Orthopedics and spine, it's all we do. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there's no one better at getting you back to you. Orthopedics and spine, it's all we do. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there's no one better at getting you back to you. Orthopedics and spine, it's all we do. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there's no one better at getting you back to you. Orthopedics and spine, it's all we do. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there's no one better at getting you back to you. Orthopedics and spine, it's all we do. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there's no one better at getting you back to you. Orthopedics and spine, it's all we do.
Tar TV Sports back here. We have crowned a champion. Newport Harbor has won the CIF Division II SoCal Regional here in Newport Beach, California. Final score of 5-1. And on the other side, we've got Gavin Guy, who went for 3 innings, basically rode the entire way. This Newport team rode you guys all the way. And we'll have some final questions here for you, Gavin Guy. I'll give it to Taryn.
All right, Gavin. You came in the 5th inning, looking to close things out. You didn't give up a hit. What was kind of your mindset going into the 5th inning and closing out with giving up 0 hits?
Definitely the mindset was just to do my best, do everything I can to, not let up a hit or run. Yeah, and I succeeded at that. So, yeah, very happy.
So, in addition to winning a CIF SoCal Regional Championship, you managed to win yourself some hardwood, kind of like your older brother Riggs did. How special is this moment, winning on your home field and ending your high school career with a win?
Yeah, this means so much to me because, I don't know, Riggs has, all these CIFs, and I was getting a little jealous, so now I have it, and I get to flex on him a little bit. So yeah, super happy with the win.
Would certainly love to see that video later if you're gonna show it off to him later. Justin Lee here, Guy. Let me ask you just in general about the atmosphere. You had a lot of the former alumni in the building, and it certainly seemed like they brought in the energy. Would you say you felt the same while you were up there?
Yeah, I definitely felt the energy when I was up there. Definitely a lot of adrenaline in the first inning, so kind of fired me up and made me a little locked in to throw better.
In terms of the 12 seniors who are on this roster, including you yourself, what would you say has been the defining moment for you guys throughout this year? Is it this moment, or has it just been a collective moment for you guys?
I think a little bit of both. I feel like this moment is super nice because it kind of shows off our hard work throughout the whole season. So, yeah.
Final question. Coach Josh Lee elevated you guys from the very get-go, bringing you guys all the way here. When you got that second chance, and finally now you have a hardware in your right hand, as we see on our screen, what can you say about the success of this team in relation to what your coach has done?
Yeah, he's definitely led us through this whole thing, and he coached a great game today, and I think that's what one of the main reasons why we won. Yeah.
Well, look, Gavin, I don't want to hold you any more longer than we need to, but we appreciate you being here, and please go celebrate with the rest of your team.
All right, yeah, we'll do. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Gavin.
Thank you. All right, well, we got one more interview coming up, and that's obviously going to be Coach Josh Lee. He'll be coming up next in just a few. Back here on Target TV Sports with Mr. Coach Josh Lee.
The Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks, 48 years strong. Now it's time for the Ford F-150 PowerBoost Hybrid 4x4. With an estimated driving range of around 700 miles and the muscle to tow up to 11,200 pounds. It's tough, it's fuel efficient, it's a hybrid that gets the job done. Get the Ford F-150 PowerBoost Hybrid with 0.9% APR financing and start saving at the pump. Hurry in today.
Gavin Guy, and now we talk to Newport's guy. It's Coach Josh Lee who's here with us. And unfortunately, Coach, I don't have James Lee here with me, but I've got someone even better potentially. It's Taryn Rodriguez. He's got a few questions for you.
Oh, hey, Taryn.
Hey, Josh. So, first inning, y'all unfortunately gave up a run, but you were able to blank them the rest of the way. Didn't give up too much after that. How did you all play so cerebral?
I mean, this team's played together the whole playoffs. You know, we dropped a close one in Southern Section, but you know, I think everybody just had each other's backs. Defense played great, pitching was good, and you know, they got that run in the first, but you know, we were able to settle down. And in that moment, with this many people here, you know, Ryan didn't panic, our infield didn't panic. They turned a great double play early in the game to kind of get us out of it, and you know, that's what this team does. So. As you can see, I take no responsibility for what they're doing behind me, though, okay, because I have no idea. Yeah, so Bolton, I know, is on his way out, but sorry if they did something inappropriate.
It's all good.
Yeah.
Now, you got the second chance after you did drop that heartbreaker. How special is this moment, making the most of your second chance and winning on your home field?
You know, I mean, this is everything for them. This is it was another chance to play baseball together, you know. We thought we were done, and you know, this group really grew to love each other. It was kind of tough early. You know, it's a program of accountability, and sometimes accountability can feel like an attack, you know. So early on in the year, you know, there was some tension, and you know, that's what families have to go through. So you know, it was another week to be together, and it was a chance at redemption, and they took it, you know, and I couldn't be prouder of it. I guess this program under me doesn't like winning Southern Section championships, only regional ones. But you know, again, this group, just like in 2022, you know, I mean, they're forever, you know, etched into Newport Harbor baseball history, and that's you know, I can't think of a group that deserves it more. So just really happy for them.
Hardware is hardware, and that's all that matters. And you all, like you said, you're now going down in history. So congratulations.
Yeah, speaking of etched in history forever, Coach, just talk about this team general a little bit more. And when I say team, I mean the 12 seniors on your team who obviously graduated on Thursday, and now they basically get a massive graduation gift after the onset. What do you have to say about this collective group?
I don't want to get your guys.
Uh-oh. Here we go again.
Thank you, guys. Please leave. Thank you. Jesus.
He's going to have a long shower after this, apparently.
God, that's cold. Is it still there? All right, yeah. What was the question?
I mean, they just dumped the water on you, but the 12 seniors on this team, what can you say about them collectively?
Oh, I just I think there's a lot of people. There's like parents that are on the outside, parents of kids in other programs, parents of young kids coming up into high school baseball that, like one of the things to me about these seniors is like there's so many roles that are really important. Yes, some are on the field. Obviously we don't win without Gavin Guy and Ryan and Henry and Brooks. But you know what? There's roles. Like I can count 2 or 3 games that if we don't have Max Hamrock, we don't have Leor, we don't win, right? There's guys, every one of them 1 through 12. We had James Lee and Harry Lorenz. Okay, they got a pitch in 1 game, and they created an entire analytic system for us to use for scouting. I mean, like there was this group in 2026. To me, it's like I think they're the best lesson to parents of kids and like what's the benefit of coming to a place like Newport Harbor, what's the benefit of playing at your local public school. It's like they had a role, they had a family, they loved each other, and each of them found a unique way to contribute, and that's what makes teams great, and that's what creates winning cultures. So we're very lucky. Even this guy, he made it to graduation somehow. So.
Well, I think that speaks to what you've been able to build for this school throughout the last 5 years that you have been here. Remember the title when your first year, now you have a title here in your 5th year. What's next for this program?
Well, I mean, I think we still have to just continue to play with a chip on our shoulder. The ultimate goal going into next year will remain the same. It's step 1. It's going to be to win a Sunset League title. We've won 2 championships, and those are sweet. But we still have goals in front of us, and we still have things that we want to accomplish. So, I love the group that we have coming back every year. Especially this year, just like last year, replacing the seniors that we have is going to be a challenge. And really my message to all the guys coming back is, just like this year, learn from the ups and the downs, ride the wave, and know that you guys are family and you're committed to each other from here on out. And I think we all, everyone associated with Newport Harbor baseball has a hunger to be great. And if you don't go to this school. There's other schools in the area that you can go to. There's a hunger to be great here from each and every one of those kids, and it trickles down from varsity to JV to freshman. And then the coaching staff feels it, and it's a lot easier to come to work when you have a bunch of really motivated kids. So. Just really happy for him. It's
a beautiful message, Coach, all the way through. Well, finally, Coach, what's the celebration looking like tonight?
Coach Hahn and I both have young daughters that have been born within the last year, so I'm going to go hug little Layla, and that's 2 championships I get to win. So that's for me. The boys, I'm sure, will celebrate. They're high school kids, but they're all good kids. They'll do it safely and wisely. So again, just enjoy it. Kind of sit back and reflect. Coach Hahn and I will do our normal routine. We'll get into the clubby, and we'll just sit and reflect for a couple minutes, and then go be with our families. So again, the celebrations for the kids. We didn't play a single inning this year. These kids get to go down as legends. So just happy for them.
Well, we appreciate your time, Coach, and we don't want to waste any more. Before you guys go celebrate in that clubhouse, please go and celebrate heavily.
Thank you, guys.
And responsibly.
and responsibly.
But congrats, Coach. Job well done.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks.
Well, a final congratulations to both teams on tremendous seasons, and we'd also like to recognize Newport Harbor senior class as well. Remember, just days after graduation, they put on the Sailors uniform one final time and represented their school with pride. 12 seniors, and they got the job done.
And we would like to thank everyone, especially you, the viewers out there who support us all throughout the year, who joined us throughout the year, whether it was baseball, volleyball, basketball, football, the list goes on and on. You are the ones that help us drive these broadcasts. We appreciate you. We appreciate your support. You help us tell these stories of athletes and coaches.
And the story is just continuing to write itself. We will have so much more next year. But we'd also want to make a huge thank you today in general to our Chart TV sports crew, camera operators, Eva Nevitel, Mike Herrera, Thomas Coe. They came in and helped us today with this single game in itself. Inside our control broadcast room, Director Charlie Krause, Broadcast Coach Caden Krause, and TART TV Program Advisor John Hoyes. Not just today, but throughout the entire year, they've allowed us to bring Newport Athletics to your screen, and none of it would be possible without their hard work and dedication to raising the bar each time we go live. And as we say with our final send-off for the 2025-2026 season, thank you again from the bottom of our hearts for sitting with us through the year. Because sports does something that nothing else does in this world. It brings people together. And you just saw a culmination of a family come together with Coach Josley and the rest of these players. But for us, Justin Lee, always the fantastic Darren Rodriguez. We will see you when football returns on August 21st against Marietta Mesa in the fall. But for now, we say to our friends and family back at home, actually, anything you want to say, Taryn, before we send off?
Well, I just got to say, Justin, we have maybe one of the best jobs out there calling these games for these amazing kids and doing it not just for the kids, but for the entire community, the entire Newport Beach community. And this is an amazing gem of a thing right here for TART TV Sports. I never had this back when I was in high school, and heaven forbid, I wish we had. But it was an honor doing this game with you, and it was an amazing full circle moment, starting off the TART TV Sports season with you in terms of football, and now we end it here when it comes to baseball.
Poetic as always. I appreciate you and enjoy working with you, Taryn. I'm looking forward to next year. But for now, as we say to our friends and family back at home, for one last time this year, we say so long from Newport Beach, California.
Have a good summer.
Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks, 48 years strong. Now it's time for the Ford F-150 PowerBoost Hybrid 4x4. With an estimated driving range of around 700 miles and the muscle to tow up to 11,200 pounds. It's tough, it's fuel efficient, it's a hybrid that gets the job done. Get the Ford F-150 PowerBoost Hybrid with 0.9% APR financing and start saving at the pump. Hurry in today.